here at the picnic table, and we are cutting up the last of our apples of the season, and we are doing these. These are our applesauce apples. So these are the sweeter apples that don't really, need really extra sugar to make them edible. So this is why we use them for our applesauce apples. Now, I already have some prepared for applesauce, but what we do is we just take the apples, we put them in a bucket of water so they can get cleaned off. We don't spray any of our fruit, but it's just from dust and dirt and stuff. We just clean them off. And then what we do for our applesauce apples, which is kind of different and unique maybe, some people might not do it like this, is we leave the skins on for our applesauce because of course most of your nutrients and things are in the skin of the apple. So what we're doing is we just chop the 4 sides off of the apple, okay? And with the skins on, we put them in the bowl. Now we save the cores and any bad apples. We're putting them in here because we save them, and that is our special way of making apple jelly, which check back because there's going to be a video on how to make apple jelly with the cores and the peelings if you were to peel these. There'll be a video about that, okay? So, and actually, really quickly, I forgot one thing. Oh, yeah, and the cicadas. You have to excuse the noise of the cicadas. They are out in full force tonight, which, to me, it's a natural sound. I don't even notice it anymore, but some people who don't hear them a lot may say, what's that noise, right? So, give me a minute, though, because I did forget, we did forget one of the ingredients, which we need lemon juice, because we do not want our apples to get too brown while we're doing this. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back with the lemon juice. Got our lemon juice, and we just, it's just this right here. We just use this pure lemon juice. And what we do is just every couple layers of, apples that we get in the bowl or container, you just douse them, a couple squirts around. Just help keep the brown and not getting too brown. Now apples will not absorb that lemon juice flavor. Pears tend to absorb that lemon juice flavor. So when we do our pears, which we will have a video about that as well, we do not use lemon juice for the pears. So our pears, when we can them, we try to work fast, of course, so they don't get brown, but it's not going to change the taste of them if they get a little bit brown. So, right, we're not trying to alter them too much. So we don't use that for our pears. So they turn a little bit brown, but we're pretty quick with the pears. So if you cover them, what I like to do, I kind of cut the pears right into the jar, and then I can cover the jar quicker as I go along. So, but since we can use lemon juice for apples, we will just do that. And also, like I said, we are saving the cores and the bad parts of the apple in this bowl, and you will be able to check back on my channel to see how we make our special apple jelly. That is really delicious, and it's a really cool way, a different way. I thought when we learned this a couple of years ago, I had never heard of it. So maybe you won't have heard of it either. So, and, if you have heard of it and if you've done it, please leave us a comment and tell us how you do it and how it works out for you, because we sure love comments. We always read them. We always respond to all of the comments. So we really enjoy and we appreciate the comments, and we appreciate your guys' feedback on the stuff that we do. So it's really fun to read about that. So let's see now. So we're gonna be we don't have too many. I think is there any apples behind you, Hannah?
A little bit.
A little bit. So yeah, like I said, we have already had some in the freezer. Oh yeah, so I guess I didn't tell you the rest of the applesauce thing. I got sidetracked about something. Sorry about that. So anyway, so we cut them up here. Like I said, we keep the peelings on. And then what we do is we're going to just, once our bowls are filled up with chopped up apples, we are going to put them in freezer bags. Then we're going to fill up the freezer bags, and we're going to put them in the freezer. So we like to do what I like to do is, now you can make applesauce in big batches and you could can it. right? Some people do that. Some people even freeze applesauce that they've made. I personally make it in smaller quantities throughout the winter and fall and early spring for my kids to eat and for us to eat. So what I do is, so we freeze the bags of apples in the freezer, and then when I'm ready, say like we want applesauce for a week, then the beginning of the week, I'll just take out a bag of the frozen apples, and I know that the frozen apples for applesauce are the apples with the peeling still on, as opposed to the apples that we freeze for making pies and desserts and things like that. We peel those. So these are the ones for the applesauce. So I take them out of the freezer, and then I put them in a pot onto the stove, and I make applesauce, which this winter I will post a video of me making applesauce for the kids. So please check back later on in the winter to see a video of how we make applesauce. So, but right now we're just, right now we're just preparing these apples and preserving them so they will be ready for later this winter. And like I said, I just do them in bags at a time. So I've never really had good luck canning applesauce and it working, so for whatever reason. So I don't do that anymore. I just freeze the apples and take them out as I want to make the applesauce, and the kids like that, and I like it. It's fresh. It stays in the fridge. Once I made it, it stays in the fridge well over a week. But if you make it in batches small enough to eat like within a week, then you're fine, right? It's not going to go bad or anything like that. So we eat it every day with lunch or whatever, and then after a couple days, depending on how many people eat it and how much I made, will be how long it lasts. So yeah, so that is the rest of how we prepare our apples for making applesauce. And please check back later though to watch the applesauce video, because it'll be really interesting, I think. And if you want to try to make your own applesauce, then I could show you how, and I could help you. Look at this. Oh my goodness, that's funny. So let's see, what else can we talk about while we're cutting up apples today? Well, I could tell you something that was pretty interesting and pretty amazing that has happened to me today. Well, actually it wasn't like today, but it was kind of like yesterday and today. I'm going to do a little bit more lemon juice. So what my point that I want to talk about now, we're saved up enough cores for our apple jelly, so because we have already some of this frozen, so this is enough now. So now we're just going to put the rest in here for our pigs. So that's why you may ask, well, why are you putting them in there now? That's the reason. Those will go to the pigs now. So okay, so anyway, so something that happened to me today, which I will tell you all about, and have a point of God's love and God's protection, is that God fights our battles for us. He's always there. He's willing. He's ready. He is the one that will fight our battles, because as it tells us in the Bible, we do not fight. It's not with swords and things like that, but we fight spiritually. We are in a spiritual warfare, right, for our souls, and it says so in the Bible, and that is very true. And God, that is where He is there to step in, and He will fight your battle for you if you allow Him, and if you call out to Him, and if you have accepted Him as your Savior, and He is part of your life. That is what He wants to do. That is what He yearns to do. So for me personally, sometimes things happen, and sometimes you try to I try to stay calm, try to let God I let him deal with it, right? Don't lash out, don't yell, don't try to say mean things or whatever if you get upset or stressed out. But then at some point in time, sometimes you might be pushed to where you just can't handle it anymore. You kind of break down, right? Well, guess what happened to me? When that happened to me, or has happened to me also in the past also, guess what God does? He steps out and he fights the battle for me. And he will stop any of the devil's fiery darts, as the Bible puts it, that is coming at me. God will stop them. He fights our battles for us, and that is why we have to, when we fight, because it's spiritual warfare, like the song says, we fight on our knees. And that is where we get our power and strength from, is Jesus, by doing that. And so he's so amazing. He is faithful in doing that every time. It doesn't even matter, what, he's never too busy, right? He's never too busy. You can't, actually, hold on. We're going to actually have to go to the first shed because mosquitoes are coming now and they're bothering me. So let me pick up in 1 second when we get to the first shed. Okay. All right, so now we're in the first shed, gratefully, because those mosquitoes were starting to come out. And they hurt when they bite you. So I'm glad to be in the first shed. This is why we feel so blessed to be able to have this first shed. To be able to come in here and do this when the bugs, or it gets dark or something, we can come in here where it's not, the bugs are not, and we have light and electricity. And we can get cooled off too when it's too hot outside. But, okay, anyways, back to what I was talking about. So that is the wonderful, wonderful thing about God. Another wonderful thing about God and Jesus, of course, that he is there always to fight our battles for us. I mean, he always has been. I mean, ever since he sent, even, he's always been. That's always been his priority, right? Is to help his children. So it's just our job, though, to lovingly be obedient to him. And that is how we can show our gratitude to him, is to just lovingly be obedient to him and keep his commands and do what he asks of us. Because everything he's done for us, that's just a little bit that we have to do in comparison to what he has done. I mean, he gave his life for us. So we can definitely lovingly be obedient to him. So just remember, your battle that you may be going through, if you are going through a battle, is definitely spiritual warfare that you're dealing with. And even if it may seem like it's earthly, but it most likely isn't, because that's what happens. And remember to fight on your knees, and God will, and just submit yourself to God, and he knows about it already. So just talk to him, repent if needed, and just talk to him, and he will get you through it. He will step in and he will save you, and he will fight the battle, and he already has the victory. So we have the victory if he lives in us. So yeah. All right, well, I guess I'm going to just keep on cutting these up. And like I said, check back to another video. Actually, a couple of videos, because we're going to do apple jelly, right? And then also we're going to do applesauce in the winter. And also I'm going to have a whole bunch of good videos of all the delicious apple desserts that we make during the fall and winter time, which you guys are going to just love them, I just know. So thank you, and subscribe too, please, if you like my channel, and please put the thumbs up and comment, because that really helps me. And when you guys can help me, then I can help you more by spreading God's love and blessings to show and share our lifestyle with you all. So thanks, and have a great night. Bye.